Hello and welcome to St. Michael's Sunday School. Today we will be learning about how God chooses his king. Samuel the Kingmaker. With God's help, Samuel led God's people. But when Samuel grew old, the people asked him for something that made him sad. "Everybody else has a king," they said, "so why can't we have a king too?" Samuel told God about this, and God helped them to feel better. "It's not you that they don't want," God said. "It's me. I'm their true king, but sometimes they just can't see it. So tell the people they can have their king if they want, but tell them the truth. Tell them that it won't make their lives any easier." So that's what Samuel did. "God says you can have a king," he told the people, "but he wants you to know what that will mean. A king will turn your sons into soldiers, your daughters into housemaids, and your grain and your gold into gifts for his special friends. In other words, he will make you his slaves." It didn't sound very nice, but the people still wanted a king. So Samuel found them one, a tall and handsome man named Saul. Saul did well for a while, but then he stopped listening to Samuel and he stopped obeying God. So God told Samuel to find another king. "Go to Bethlehem," said God. "Find a man named Jesse. The people must have a king, then it should be someone who loves me and trusts me and will follow me. That someone is one of Jesse's sons." So Samuel went to Bethlehem, and when he laid his eyes on Jesse's older son Eliab, Samuel was sure that Eliab was the one. God was sure too. Sure that Samuel was wrong. "He may be tall," God said, "but so is Saul. And remember how he turned out?" And then God said something very important. "You can only see what people look like on the outside, Samuel. But I can look inside them, deep down into their hearts. And it's what is on the inside of a person that matters most to me." So Samuel moved on to Jesse's other sons, while God looked into their hearts. "How about the second son?" said Samuel. "Nope," said God. "Try again." The third son? "Afraid not." The fourth son? "Not him either." The fifth son? "Come on, try again." The sixth son? "Not a chance." The seventh son? "He's the only one left," asked Samuel. "You'll have to look harder," said God, "because he's not the one either." "I don't suppose you have any more sons?" Samuel asked. "Well, there's the youngest," Jesse answered, "but he's out in the field looking after the sheep." "Fetch him," said Samuel, "quick as you can." And when the boy appeared, God whispered to Samuel, "That's the one. His heart is pure and true, and he longs to follow me." So Samuel poured oil on the head of Jesse's youngest son, as a sign that God wanted him to do something special, and that one day he would be king. And the youngest son's name was David. God picked David out of all his older brothers, not for what he looked like, not for what people thought they saw, but for what was inside of David. God sees inside of us. God sees our potential. He knows what we can grow into. He knows what we are. God can see what we will be. God knows what we will be. He knows what is in our heart. God will help us when he calls us, for he knows what is inside of us. He knows our true potential. And as he said to Samuel, "Do not consider his height or his appearance, for I rejected them." The Lord looks at other things people do not look at. I do not look at the appearance of the person, but I look at their heart. May God help our hearts always to be pure. May our hearts always wish to follow God. May God help us to trust, love, and follow him. Amen.